welcome to another episode of 1878 United Fan Zone. Calm down a little bit since the last episode. Mikey, how you doing, buddy? First time that we've been face to face to kind of talk over what happened. How are you feeling after a couple of days?
Feeling fine. Feeling the same I felt the after the game.
Yeah, pretty disappointed. I've calmed down a little bit. Got off my little rant that I was on. We seemingly got some good news today, though. It looks like, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, the Dorgu deal might be imminent. I know that there's been talks going on for a little bit, and it seems like they're not too far away on a price. I know you haven't, before the show, we were discussing you haven't seen too much of him. But what's the importance of United going out and at least getting someone, do you think?
I mean, he's a left back, so we need that. So it's perfect. I just haven't seen enough of him to say if he's good or not. And I got to see you in a 90. I can't see you on clips of you doing anything for me to feel anyway. So hopefully it works out. I mean, if you know anything about him, please tap in the comments and let us know.
Yeah, just from what I've seen online, I've seen a couple of videos for him. And this, like you said, this is the same as you. It's kind of from what I've seen in the videos, he does like to get down the wing quite a bit. It looks like a big, strong physical player. And it is something that Amorim, from what I'm hearing, is signed off on. So all I've got to say on that one really is back the manager. If he wants him, then you gotta go in and get him. I think it's other than the striker position, it is our most position that we really need to sort out. Because as much as again I said it on the show, my show, the one I did by myself, I love 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀, but it's not working for him down on that left. And that's something that we really need to sort out. Hopefully, with the Anthony deal, him going out now, I think maybe we can go out and get somebody on loan, maybe up front. But as the headline says, it looks like there's a RASHFORD U-turn. He now says he wants to stay, fight for his place. Like I said to you before the show, that's to me, that isn't a RASHFORD U-turn. That is a, oh shit, no one wants me sort of deal right now. How are you feeling with it?
Regardless of if that's the case or not, guys should be allowed to fight for his place.
No, I agree. I 100% agree.
If nobody's in for him, then that's just a problem for Man United. If anything, that's just another a player on 300K that they couldn't do good business with. They couldn't come to consensus with as far as the next wage where he'd be getting paid, what he would be getting paid at this next place, and his value and whatnot. So, I also think what I said before is that we're a couple man from. We're not thick when it comes to pause. We're not thick when it comes to different positions coming in for the next one, right? So we're one or two injuries away from. All right, now do we have to drag up the youth kids or whatever the case would be? We want that, but I know RASHFORD hasn't performed for us as of late, and I'm not really too thrilled with his whole fiasco, the transfer saga. I'd love for it to end, but if he's not gonna move, he has to get brought back into the team and earn it, just like how Garnacho had to earn it, and Maguire had to earn it. He has to be able to at least be given the chance.
Even just going off Amorim's comments after the game the other day, he said that I won't have anyone back in my team that I don't feel is good for the team. Even if RASHFORD doesn't leave, I still feel that he's not going to be playing for a little while. I think he still needs to come back with the right mentality for a couple of training sessions, show the coach that he wants to stay now and that he wants to fight for his place. I still think that he isn't going to be in the team for me until February. That's just going off of what Amorim's comments were when he was asked about RASHFORD in the post-match commentary. So you feel the same? I don't feel
it will be a while, but February is in 14 days, So once again, I feel like those. First of all, I don't know what Amorim's trying to do there. That's not something I say, right, as the manager. But he doesn't care about these types of things, which is fine.
Yeah,
I'm behind him with that. but I still think like the guy deserves a chance to at least fight his way back. He deserves a chance to get a chance to come back, and it would help us out if he could get some form back.
Yeah,
because we wouldn't be having this conversation if his form was there and he just wanted to leave. Like he wants to leave because his form was bad, and he doesn't feel like he's gonna be able to mesh with this coach, which is fair.
No, it's fair. And Dan Taylor saying is great comment there. Dan definitely needs to have a proper sit down with the manager. I think that's a great comment. I think he really does need to have a sit down with a comment
if they haven't already.
Yeah, I'm assuming they've had a couple of sit downs and whatnot. Yeah. I'm just from like Amorim's attitude is I'm not going to change the system. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to back down on who I am as a manager, which I love. Absolutely love it. Just from going off that, I don't see Rashford being in the team for 2 weeks. I just don't. Unless there's something drastically changing, like a major injury where we have to kind of put him in there. I just don't see him in the team for the next couple of games. He might be on the bench. I just don't see him getting played though. Which is a problem for me because with Rasmus Højlund not performing, 𝙈𝙍𝙀 is doing well. I still think he would be better as a 10 because I love his hold-up play. The way he manages to drop back and turn and integrate everyone into the game is brilliant. And I feel like that's more of a 10 position, you know? Now, if we can get Rashford half as good as what he was 2 years ago, oh man, that'd be great up front. Absolutely fantastic. And we could start getting him the goals. So I really do hope he gets integrated back into the team and he kind of works it out with Amorim. Because I really think that right now he's, him on form is something that we really, really are missing.
Yeah, for sure. And it didn't work out. Like the moves didn't work, whether it be Rashford or Man United not making it happen. These other teams maybe lowballing us because they've seen what Rashford, we won't know until later on what the actual hiccup was, right?
Yeah.
So with that being
one of them leaves.
Yeah, well, with that being said, it's time to just bring him in. Just bring him in, see what we can do. And he just has to humble himself a bit. That's all. He has to humble himself a little bit. I know you're our boy. I don't think he's this big ego everybody's making him out to be, but his PR team is way too strong.
Yeah.
They're way too strong. They have way too much of a say, and they've had it for a long time. And they got more of it once he got a deal, that bigger deal, making him one of the more expensive players at the club. So, yeah, hopefully it works out, man. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. But it would be great if we can get another 10 or 15 goals out of him.
Yeah, it would be fantastic this year.
We don't know where they're coming from.
No, we really don't right now. Cheese is saying, you lot ready to watch United in the Championship? We ain't going there, Cheese. We ain't going there. 𝙈𝙍𝙀 taking over the striker spot. Marcus better start playing some ball to attract other clubs. And the Dorgu deal is not enough, not even close. I agree. I do think there's going to be one or two more people coming in. I do. I think they were just waiting to get rid of, the Anthony. I think they were hoping on the Rashford deal to go through. But I also, as much as Rashford is saying the U-turn situation, I do feel like if Dortmund came in with a good offer, United would take it and Rashford would still go.
Well, that's the thing. Ten Hag might be going there. So, would he take that deal?
Ooh.
If Ten Hag is he's the prospective coach. Oh Lord, I'm having a little brain fart today. But he's the incoming coach there, which reports are saying. So, like, would that be? Does he want? He didn't say goodbye to Ten Hag on the way out.
Yeah.
But does he want to go play at Dortmund now?
Yeah,
so,
I don't know.
Yes, Anthony is a 𝗈𝙊𝙍𝙀 player. Like, it's getting done. It's getting finalized now.
Yeah, the deal's confirmed. They're just sorting out the paperwork. And unless there's a magical fax machine that gets broken at the last minute, the deal will be done. So.
Yeah, unless we find out that he has heart failure or something.
Yeah, I don't know if you got the reference with the fax machine there.
Not off the head, no.
So the fax machine situation was when David De Gea was supposed to move to Real Madrid, and it was deadline day, and the fax machine broke.
Something like that happened with Dan James too.
Yeah.
I think it was Dan James at the last minute, and he ended up coming to United.
Yeah, he did. Bandito, nice to see you in here, my man. This has to be
Bandito,
the top
what's
fan
going
channel
on
in the US. Real homies, real talk. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate that, bud.
Well,
We'd like to get you on here too. On here soon.
Yeah, I forgot about the whole De Gea thing. That was a long time ago. My God.
Yeah.
We getting old, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
A long damn time ago.
Talking.
But yeah, they're saying I'm a little bit more news. They're saying that some rumors. I heard some rumors. Actually, in the last hour, I heard some rumors that there's Garnacho's agent is in London, and
Chelsea?
they're doing talks for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And Chelsea has the cash. They just got to pay us, man. They have to give it to us. He's 20 years old. I don't want to move him on. I think there's still. I'm too cringe. I never said that. You got to talk to Casey. But yeah,
we'd love to have you on.
I think there's some legs there. I think we need to keep an eye on that. I think that's the next bomb that's gonna drop. If there's one that we have,
Chelsea?
I can see him going to Chelsea.
Why would we sell to Chelsea though?
Because they have the cash. And
I get that, but that whole I don't know, man. Like, I would hate.
Man, I'd hate to see him go to Chelsea too, bro. 100%.
I would hate it.
I just got that in. My boy called me. He was like, he heard that same thing. And then they said it on United View like a couple hours ago before he called me and told me that. So I'm like, Garnacho is Dan James with nicer teeth. I think he's a little better than Dan James. Dan James was faster than him for sure.
Yeah, he was. He was.
That guy was electric. He just didn't have any wiggle to him. There's no like tech to him. It's just speed.
Yeah.
He
got a few goals for Man United.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. You're gonna get him with that kind of pace.
He was the last player we sold for profit.
Yeah. You just can't outpace everybody all the time, right? But yeah, I'm hearing that deal is I'm gonna be real. If we do that bit of business, that would help us out. But I need at least 60 or 70 million because they have been fleecing us for everything every time. So I need to make up for that Mason Mount money. I need it. I need something because it's not. And I know he's not worth that, but it's. I love the kid. I still like Garnacho. I still think there's time for him to get his game right, especially if we get some more forwards that could come in and coach him, especially more in that position, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's unchallenged at his position. We've been wanting him to start, and we call him selfish. He doesn't pass the ball. It's true, but I feel like
he'll grow into
the leaders.
Yeah,
you don't have the leaders to coach him up and bring him up and say. I feel like when Ronaldo was here, he was very much listening to Ronaldo.
Yeah,
he was very much on listen to Ronaldo, trying to take it, and he would have benefited from Ronaldo being here a little longer. We know that couldn't have happened. He ended up being right. Ronaldo ended up being right.
Sorry to interrupt that spell, but I don't know how much Reddit this has it. According to Spanish outlet Sport, Barcelona have agreed personal terms with Manchester United attacker Marcus Rashford regarding a loan deal.
No.
I don't like this. Is coming from a Spanish outlet Sport. I don't know how creditable they are. Yeah. But according to Sport, they have agreed personal terms, not with Man United, but with Marcus Rashford.
I'll wait till I hear from Ornstein or The Athletic.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
That would be good for them, though.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't have. I just don't see how they can pay him.
Loan deal,
they don't
though?
have money.
Yeah, but we're going to pay half his wages. Well, more than half of his wages.
They don't have money to even bring guys on. How do you have? You're going to pay 150 for a perspective.
Well, real quick,
player?
They do have money. They sold all those seats in their new stadium for 1.5 billion or whatever it was. So they have money now. That's how they were able to register their two players. They sold pre-seats into their new stadium, so they have money now.
Can he play inside attacker? Good. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Seems like his agent is just throwing shit out there constantly now. I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of how it works, though, right, Dan? You got to throw shit, see what, especially now when you're not desirable. You got to just throw it at the wall, see what sticks, see what doesn't.
Yeah, and according to the People's Person, this is a few places I've seen this today that my Man United manager Ruben Amorim wants Marcus Rashford out of the club sooner rather than later and has no plans to integrate him back into the team.
Hey man,
this is coming from multiple sources too, not just on the People's Person. So, it might not be a Rashford. It might be a Rashford U-turn, but I don't know if it's going to be an Amorim U-turn.
I need it from. There's only certain people I trust when it comes to the managers talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen anybody of any note say that.
No, yeah, and like I said, this is just reports from a few places out there. I don't know the full credibility of them, so don't clip me up.
the new media is just to say something that nobody can really go and check, say it, and then hopefully it be true, and then you can say, "Hey, I broke this first," because that's where
that's a lot of it. Yeah,
do that. He used to do that a lot in the beginning. People don't remember. He was a real scumbag with that. So hopefully, I mean, if it's true, it's true. Hell, what can you do? But it's much harder when it's about the manager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you do?
Well, yeah, there's another report came in an hour ago about Rashford and Barcelona. This is like 4 different news sources now. Now they're probably piggybacking off the sport, but I never take full, unless it's Fabrizio or whether it's Ornstein, I never take it as, oh, that's the truth. But when you've got multiple places, there's usually, there isn't usually smoke without fire. So,
man, I remember when for years we were linked to Wesley Sneijder for years, and there's multiple sources every year saying the deal's getting closer. We're getting closer. They're looking into him. They're having talks. Never happened.
Yeah. So I wanted to touch on another thing about a lot of people out there, and I don't give a crap about what they say because at the end of the day, to me, some of them have never won the Premier League, some of them are shit managers, but a lot of them are saying that Ruben Amorim is pouring gas on the fire when he came out with comments the other day that this is the worst Man United team ever. What is your kind of thoughts on that? Because for me, I'm glad he did it. If I was in front of him right now, I'd shake his hand and say, you know what, dude? Good for you, because no other Man United manager has done this since Fergie. I'm glad he did it, because at the end of the day, it might give them the kick up the ass that they need. What's your thoughts on what he said?
So I'm in 2 minds with this, because I do agree. So on the one side, I do agree it's ballsy, and it's the thing is semi-true, right? It's like this is the worst Man United side has been in the Premier League. This isn't the worst in history, right?
No, it's not.
It's not the worst in history. Was he being a bit dramatic at the moment, giving the media a little bit something of what they asked for? 100%.
Yeah,
I do see what he's trying to do with this and trying to inspire these guys to say, hey, you guys are shit. Like, you got to pick it up. But I don't. When you do things like this, there's today's player might not take this well, right? They might not. So if we're not going to bring people in, or we're not bringing a bunch of people in, this is who you have. And there's only so much more losses that we're going to be able to take before people start to turn on you, Amorim.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody is not down to lose another 5 or 6 games. I'm going to be real with you. Like, it won't look good. So when you say this and the players end up down in tools as a byproduct of it, are you ready to prepare for the backlash that's going to come when they stink out the gaff in the next 5 or 6 games? No. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but these guys are mentally weak.
Yeah.
They're mentally weak. So I don't agree with Carragher, or with how they're saying, oh, this is the worst thing you could have said. There's more worse things you could do.
Yeah.
But is it semi-true? Yeah. Did he need to say it? That's up there. We're gonna need to see how they respond to it, in order to see if it worked or not.
You could see he was visibly pissed off in that interview. He was cracking knuckles. He was visibly pissed off, and he at the end of the day, though, he knows his job's on the line. I don't
Yeah,
I
you
don't
sure
see
did.
him being fired unless we're in the relegation zone. I don't. I think even if we're third from bottom at the end of this season, I still don't think we fire him. I just don't see us firing him. Because again, like me and you have said, and we've said this, everyone has said this. If he's fired, who else is there? If you can't trust Amorim, then there's nobody really else out there other than maybe the Real Madrid manager who's stepping down at the end of the season. But I don't even think Ancelotti would want this job.
I'm gonna be. I disagree, man. I feel like this rabid fan base will cause if these people, if we lose enough, the media, the fan base will be fired up, and they'll need somebody else to blame outside of these players. The players are who to blame. Onana's messing up way too much. Okay, our defense is not the greatest. No. The midfield isn't sorted as much as we like to think. It's not sorted. We haven't played a decent game of football for 90 minutes yet.
No.
A cohesive 90-minute game of football, I think we did it one time. Mm-hmm. We don't have the tools to do that. Can't keep the cycle going 100%. He gets a full year and 2-3 windows at least. See, you would like that, but I don't think that Man United is huge. It's not like Everton where you could keep giving Sean Dice a chance because you know nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get rid of him, and he ends up getting sacked anyway, right? Because it came to a point where it just couldn't go any longer. We will get there a lot faster because the whole world is watching us.
Yeah.
And I'm already hearing this. I say this, guys, now. I say this because I'm already hearing like mumbles from the fan base, right? People are like, oh, well, why doesn't he? It's starting. It's like, well, why doesn't he have a plan B when we're doing this? Or how long can we go before we start looking at the manager? A few more heavy defeats will do it. So I'm not a fan of the words he's saying, but I do know that they're necessary. I just hope these guys listen and they're like, yeah, we do need to get it right. Like those words penetrate through Onana's head. They penetrate through Lenny Euro's head, Rasmus's head. Anybody who's been not as good as of lately, just it permeates through their skulls. And then they're like, hey, we don't want to be the worst United side, even though you're the worst United side in Premier League history, for sure. No, with a bullet.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, actually, real quick, Lido, man went torch Mourinho. It could be a Portugal thing. Definitely. No, but I for me, it's when are the fans going to look? When are the fans going to realize that we've had so many of the top managers? We've had Mourinho, Van Gaal. We've had some big managers and they couldn't sort it out. So when are we going to realize that at the end of the day, it's just the players and the recruitment and it's the staff? The one good thing that INEOS has done is put that backroom staff in, but they've only had one window. So you can't expect them to do too much. But when you've had years and years and years of just crap recruitment, then at the end of the day, what's the manager supposed to do? He wants to play a certain style. We know at Sporting it didn't turn out too well in his first season, but the second season it turned around pretty well. So I just question to the fans out there, anybody that's watching this later on, put it in the comments. When do you start blaming the players and not the manager? You got it, because at the end of the day,
I think that's where we're at now.
Yeah.
I think people are blaming the players now, but with enough defeats, people are start looking at Amorim. Because, like I said, like I heard somebody say today, they said, "Yo, the back line's just never consistent. We need somebody that, like, we can't play Maguire and De Ligt at the same time. They kind of do the same job. We need Martinez to be there." And it's like, yeah, that sounds good, but that's not really a manager problem. That's a matter of moving people around because we got a lot of games.
Yeah, I know. Right? After this month, we draw. I think next month we only have like 4 games. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's we need that. And I think from moving forward, we've played. I think we played Arsenal twice. Yeah, we played Arsenal twice. We played Liverpool twice. We played City once. So the big games are not there, and it's these games that should be winning, but we don't have the mentality that when we go into the game to win it. Like, that's the problem, that we don't have any much more big games going into this. You know, obviously we got Chelsea and stuff like that, and Villa, but are they going to turn up for those games?
Yeah, the crazy thing is, I was listening to somebody today talk about like the way we set up for like the bigger teams. It favored us to go on the counterattack a little bit, and whatever the case may be, is the teams like Brighton and Aston Villa that you're gonna get that like you like to think you have more of a chance against.
Yeah.
But like they're gonna come in super structured and know all that you're about. And the moment's not gonna be as big for them as it is from when you play Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big moment, but it's not that big for them, especially as they're doing better than you are. So you're kind of the underdog here. They could play freely. And then we looked in the Brighton game. Those guys didn't come out of second gear. They didn't have to work hard. Like, I didn't feel like they were working exceptionally harder than we were. They just looked better and more drilled and, like, made better plays with the ball and better decisions. And their touches were on point. Hell, that game could have went into probably being 4.
Yeah.
We had 1 disallowed.
Yeah, so, which I thought they were lucky to get. It was a foul, but what's he supposed to do there? They're both going for the ball. He just clips the bottom of his foot. You know, that could have easily just been like, nah, it was a mistake. Like, it was not really a foul, but yeah, that would have been 4. Moving on to Onana. I know we have our, discussions. Are you ready to give 𝗕𝗓 the shot on Thursday?
Yeah, you got to give him a chance. That fumble at the end was too bad for him to still be. He could still be here, but that at the end there, you got to give 𝗕𝗓 the shot. 𝗕𝗓 is coming off of playing a good game, not too long ago.
Performance. Yeah.
So you give him a chance to show what he can do. The thing is, I know that how we're gonna get. Right, we're gonna get when he makes a mistake because he did one against Spurs. So it has to be a little patience for him too. He's coming off the bench cold. So yeah, I think he deserves to start. Onana's making too many errors too soon, too next to each other for it to be a thing. And I wanted the experiment with him to work for multiple reasons, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. It's just not for him. And he's not passing it well either, right? No. Like, he's not exponentially changing how we start attacks like how we tried to do in his first season. There's a couple of times he was putting balls forward and you were like, oh my God, this guy's he's really doing it. But yeah, I think it might be time. I think it might be time for him to get the drop. And that's fair.
I'd be shocked if he's still here in the summer, at the end of the summer, to be honest with you.
He'll still be here. I don't think they do business to get another keeper. So they got 2.
Yeah. For me, 𝗕𝗓, I know he had a clanger against Tottenham, and people out there could say his arms were held, to be honest. He
didn't play well in the first half against.
He didn't.
Yeah, so like he only really showed us a half, but that was enough.
But that half is like you said, he's coming off the bench so cold. You give him a consistent run of games, and let's not forget there was talk of him leaving in the summer anyway to get first team football. So for me, it's I change it, and I change it starting Thursday against Rangers, because we can't keep having another clanger after clanger. Like, and we all know the stats out there now. It's all over the internet that he's given up 10 goals since he became here, and David De Gea gave up 17 in his whole entire career.
No. It's errors leading to goals.
Errors leading to goals, yeah. I just said giving up goals. Pretty much the same. But I get your point. So for me, it has to change. But also with Anthony leaving right now, I bring up another youth player. Collier, for me, Collier is a first team football player now. His 2 games that he's had have been solid for Manchester United. I don't see him going back down. But I think of bringing up a winger, bringing up a striker, just sitting on the bench, not necessarily playing him, but maybe in the FA Cup against Leicester in a couple of weeks. You maybe give a striker and a winger out, give them a go, see how they're doing. and after 40 minutes, 50 minutes that they're not doing well, take them off and put our strikers back on.
We've been saying this for a few weeks now, and it's just like, when the fuck is Amorim gonna do? That's kind of bothering me by Amorim. It's like, bro, we had a couple games where we can bring some youth on.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see more of them. Like, Collier's fine. I want to see 𝗕𝙁𝙊𝙍𝙀. I want to see him. I just keep hearing all these great stories about him. I would like to see what he can do for one game. He could come up and play. Let's just say we go up. We probably won't, but we go up 2-3-0 on Rangers.
Yeah.
Let's just say we do that. Let the kid come in and get some minutes to get right. I don't know what. That's a little bit of an issue to me. Collier is fine. It's kind of an emergency thing for Collier because we're not playing Casemiro.
Yeah.
But like, bring up some more of them, bro. It's like we can do that.
Yeah, for me, that integrating the youth team right now because they've got that fight and that passion. If the first team players are not doing it, bring the kids up who are clearly doing well in the under 18s right now, under 21s. Bring them up. It's not like 𝗕𝗊𝗴𝗍𝙍 hasn't played in the under 21s team yet. He's played in the under 21s team. And I know he's not on the. And I've said this, and someone's, well, he's not on the level with Rooney. I know he's not on the level with Rooney. But where do you think all the class of '92 came from? They were young kids. They came up. It doesn't matter if they're on the class of Rooney or the class of Beckham or whatever. They're never going to be on that unless you give them first team opportunity.
I hate this club for that reason. We are nostalgia merchants.
Yeah.
We cannot have our own thoughts. We always have to compare these players to a player of old. It's like Onana with De Gea. It's like this person with that person, or this person of old, or this is how we used to do it. It's a whole nother game. It's a whole different game. It's not the same game. We gotta stop. I really hate that. I try not to do those comparisons if I can. Like somebody just brought it out their ass. Oh, he's not the Rooney level. What are you talking about? What? Yeah. Like, and this person that you probably who said that probably never didn't watch him at Everton at all. They're just saying it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let the kids play, and we can find out what they can do. Like, to say that they can't do, and I just think that's always a growing sentiment in football, is to say what somebody can't do. We will not know until they get on the pitch. So that's why that's the only gripe I have with Amorim. Is like, yo, let these kids get on the pitch a little bit more. Right now, he hasn't had much time to train with the first team, so I give him grace there, and he's still trying to figure out who he likes. There's a lot of people that he doesn't trust, and some of them are making themselves more known than others. But I would like to see these kids get more of a chance, especially they're supposed to be this good. Let's see what they can do.
Let's not get the reason why 𝗕𝗊𝗎𝗎 left Arsenal in the first place. He left because he wasn't getting first team opportunity.
Exactly. We can't turn around and do the same thing, especially when he's scoring 9-8 goals in a game or whatever the situation is. Like, we're hearing this guy's a world beater. All right, well, let's see. And if anything, if he's not good enough at the moment, at least he'll get beat up a little bit, and he'll be able to retool, rethink it, and come back and try different things. I just want to see that a little bit more sooner. Yeah. But this whole, whatever that person said, the Rooney, Harry Amass is going to be the first Harry Amass. That's what I want. I want these guys to be the first of what they are, and not baby David De Gea or baby this person. Like, they got to be their own men.
The baby David De Gea, that's amazing.
You're not the only person to say that. So.
The only reason I said it because some of his saves reminded me so much of the David De Gea save. That's why it did remind me. Though.
I feel like he saved it like a goalkeeper. Like, you saw
it was just the reaction saves. You know how
goalkeeper
David De Gea would be so good at reactionary save, which was shocking considering he couldn't save a penalty for the life.
Boy, that don't even bring up penalties right now. Don't even. It's crazy. I was campaigning for like a whole half a season to get Arsenal's keeper in for us, and just to see, and he ended up winning the Golden Glove that same year, right? But just to see how he deals with penalties was shocking. That was absolutely shocking. That's a part of the game. You got to be able to do save at least one.
Dude, he was halfway across the goal before they were shot.
Yeah.
It was
And
hilarious.
Onana could do that, but he messes up on the simple things, and it's too many of those. He'll give you 5 or 6 good games, and then he'll give you 2 of these back to back, and you're
Mhm.
like, you just can't have
Yeah, but
you can't
Bayern can
have it.
save penalties too, so well,
Yeah,
save 2 in the match. So one was really important. Well, they both were important,
he has
but
to he has to play. He has to play. I just know when he messes up, which he inevitably will be. I just want to see how people are going to react to it,
yeah.
because I don't act like a dog when it happens, because it happens to everybody. It just can't happen 2 and 3 times.
No, yeah, I agree with you.
It's the life of a goalkeeper.
Now, we both know that right now, Mainu and Ugarte, not that they're not working. I understand why Ugarte is exhausted, and I do get it. But we both know that we can't be putting them in the same team right now, and I'm actually kind of shocked that he did put them in the same team. Who would you put in midfield against Rangers?
Given that he's not going to change his play style, I don't know. And we don't have Casemiro to even throw in there,
Yeah.
So it's like, I really don't know. I only said they're not working because, like, when I watched the game back, it's like they're both doing something different to what they're supposed to be doing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to be the person that plays deeper, because they both decide to come up. Like, there was times where, like, the press was on, and, like, the center backs are right where the CDMs are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I know we're trying to play a higher line, but at the same time, it's like all it takes is one ball. That's all it takes. And it happened. Over the top, Matoma on his own. He's a speedster. That's it.
Yeah.
It can't be that easy. It can't be that simple. And I'm not saying that's a byproduct of the mistakes of Kobe and Ugarte, but there's a lot of holes where there's still holes in that midfield. There's still places where the ball is penetrating the defense that's way too easy.
Yep.
And I don't think our defenders, right, are the better players on the team. Like, if you have to compare defenders to forwards, you would say the defenders have been holding it down a little bit more. They got a lot more experience than a lot of those young kids that's up there, and outside of Bruno Fernandes. And then, like, you look at a Harry Maguire, De Ligt, Martinez, a Euro, you'd be like, okay, yeah, you guys got a solid, but it's still problems there.
Yeah.
And I know I have these questions. I know Amorim is seeing it too. So I'm just wondering, who could we play to help that out? But there's no one. Let's just keep it 100. There's nobody that's going to remedy that in the next game. I don't know how Rangers play. I got to look into it a little bit more to see how
they're
Rangers
not great, but
but
neither are Bournemouth,
As far as their form, I get that. I'm just saying, like, how they play, like how they set up, what they're looking to do, what are their aims, what are their strengths.
And go look at the preseason game. It wasn't for them. It was a preseason game for us. Real quick, I did put a poll in the chat to see if 𝗕𝗫 starts. See what you guys' opinions are.
I'll go ahead and start that up. Start that off.
But yeah, go ahead and tell us what you think. Should 𝗕𝗫 start?
Hit the like button.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. We've got 5 likes here right now. We got 8 concurrent viewers right now, so we should deal a few more. But for me, we played Rangers. I was going back to that. We played Rangers in the preseason. It was a preseason for us, but the Scottish League had already started. So we can go back and kind of get an idea of how they play. We did beat them 2-0 then. I know, but it's the beginning of the season. But we can go up and see how they line up.
I'll go look at their last 5 games in Scotland to get an idea. I mean, I'll look at their last 5 games to see what's going on with them, as opposed to looking that far back, right? Because like, we're playing at a different gear than they are, and whatever the case may be. But I'll probably look back and just see how they set up and how they intend, because how they intend to play can change once they. Is this a home game? We're not going to the Ibrox, right? Because if we're going to the Ibrox, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to say that right now. I will say that I'm going to start it off right now. If we're going to the Ibrox, we're going to lose.
It's at home.
Okay. If we were going there, we're going to lose.
To be honest with you, though, the way that our home form has been going, I would say we'd probably be better off going to Ibrox right now.
They say it's about 50-50.
Yeah.
We haven't strung together 2 wins in the
since he started.
Since Amorim's been in, we haven't strung together 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 wins in. We had 2 wins in 8.
2 in the Premier League, yeah.
Yeah, he's done 8 games or something like that.
Well, we've won more in Europe,
man,
and
people are going. I'm sorry.
I said we've won more in the Europe and competitions than we have in the Premier League.
People are going to start to howl about Amorim, and I just don't. I understand he's trying to hold to his guns, and I love that about him. But I just wonder how long are people going to be able to deal with it? Because I know the people have a great influence on if managers are here or not.
Yeah.
If you're it's just like anything else. If your likability is low, people are going to campaign for you to be out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm saying all of that to say, I hope that we can figure out a play style constantly to play or be successful with this one to where he won't get sacked and then we won't get to see the end product. Because I feel like this manager can bring us to great things.
Yeah.
He's resolute, but we can't keep losing.
I just want him to get to the summer. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want him to get to the summer.
Yes.
Get 3 or 4 of his own players in the summer. Let go of some of these players because it looks like Anthony's done at Manchester United. It does. I think he goes to bed. I think and the fact, you know what, I'll give him kudos. He understood that he wasn't going to get full-time game at Man United. He wasn't going to be a starter. So he's going to bed us. And one other thing is, I hope that he rediscovers some of the form that he had at Ajax. And kind of, if he does come back in the summer, that he can integrate that into the team.
Yeah.
You know, get away from the negativity, what is Man United right now. Go rediscover your form. Because let's not forget, he was a good player at Ajax. And he used to use his right foot at Ajax. There's just something's gone wrong at Manchester United, like a lot of players that come to Man United. Sancho, for instance.
He'll probably do well over there, right?
Yeah.
He'll probably do well in La Liga, and then he'll come back here and it'll be the same thing.
You watch the fan base, though. He's doing amazing at Sociedad. You know.
Yep. See, Mark said, watch him ball out there.
Yeah.
Bring on the champion. The champion or the championship? I think that's what you meant, Bandito. I'm gonna just guess that's what you meant. But yeah, watch him do well there, and then they'll be like, just like Mason Greenwood. Every day I see a post about Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
And then underneath the post I see, Man United were stupid to get rid of him. I see it every day.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that with Anthony too. It was Man United that was bringing him down. That's what they're gonna do. And then we'll get
it wasn't
him back,
Man United bringing him down because he was incredible at Man United. He just made not a stupid mistake, an idiotic, and it wasn't even a mistake, an idiotic move to do what he did. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say if he hadn't have done what he did, that we would be in this position because for me, he was one of the greatest goal scorers I've ever seen at his age. He would have been incredible in this Man United team. But what he did is unforgivable, and he needed to go. So I'm not going to sit here and say, look, we should never have got rid of him. No, we needed to. The women's team spoke, and they didn't want it. So
y'all are saying bring on the championship. I know you're being funny, but we wouldn't survive down there. You know, we have to get rid of guys. We couldn't keep these same guys. Like
we'd instantly lose.
Bruno would go. Bruno would have to go.
Not just the players, our sponsorship with Adidas would go instantly. We would lose millions, and I mean millions, if we got relegated. Not just from being in the Premier League, but from sponsorship deals, the players that we would have to set. Like, you're looking at some of our youngsters. Garnacho is going to go for 30-40 million. Like, some of these players are going for a really low end money if we ever got relegated. So.
You know how amazing it would be, though, to play in the championship for a season and then come back up? And then we could really say we won it all for real. we won it all. But no, I mean, there's no saying that we'd come back. There's nothing saying. Just because we're mad. Look, we think we have a divine right to a lot of these things. We look at these teams and we look down at them like, hey, we should win this game. We should win that game. I'm not doing that anymore. Not doing it. Relegation and Glazers out.
If we got relegated, I don't know if just the Glazers out. I think Old Trafford would burn to the ground. These fans would go freaking nuts if we got relegated. It wouldn't be Glazers out. It would be everybody out. I think they would burn the stadium to the ground. Jesus.
There'd be real hell to pay if Man United. Man United's an institution.
Yeah. And the Premier League, the Premier would be like, the Premier League isn't great unless Man United's great. Let's not forget that. Like, because of the amount of money that they draw for other teams. You know what I mean?
Imagine the away days. That's what I said. I think that would be the best.
Oh, my God.
The best would be
I'll tell you what. We all do a trip to Millwall away.
I'm going to Millwall away. I'm telling you that now.
Oh,
I'm bringing weapons. I'm bringing weapons. I'm not going there by myself. They'll have to shuttle us out and with a caravan of protection. Yeah, I mean, look. I'm
going to end the poll real quick. Everyone in the chat says yes to Bindeer starting. So.
We're in a tough place, man. I think I've never seen us like this. I'm only 34 years old. So, you know, a lot of my watching Man United came in like 04, 03, right? When I was, you know, conscious enough to watch ball and like understand what's going on. And like, never seen it like this before. Understand the history, do plenty of research on it, watch the games. But I've never been a part of anything like this. And I am at a loss for words about what we're going to do because we're between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, we are.
I sat next to our old timer at OT and he said 74 was the best year as a supporter.
74? Yeah. What about?
Green Street hooligan style. I got in a fight one time for Georgia Bulldogs, and I instantly left there feeling like, damn, why did we fight? Why did we have to fight? I don't want to fight for Man United anymore. No. But no, yeah, man. What guys like? Who do we got? We got Rangers now. Let's talk about Rangers.
Yeah.
Rangers at home. Who do you start?
So I'm going with Bindeer because we got to win. Because if we don't win, there's also possibility we have to do a playoff game to get through to the next round. So if we win, we're guaranteed automatic next round. Bindeer, Martinez, Harry Maguire, de Ligt. I think they work well as I think that's our best partnership right now. Lenny Euro's still getting into the team. You know, he got turned inside out in the last 2 games. And I have no doubt that he's going to be a great player. But those 3 players have to start for me. Ugarte out wide. Ahmed's got to play wing back. He's not the same in the 10 position. He's just not. He's way better on a wing back position. So him on the right, wing back. Left, I'm going to go Mazraoui. Dolo's just not cutting it for me. And let us, well, I know on Sunday, I think Luke Shaw's available, but I wouldn't put him in yet. I'd let him sit for a little while. So on the left, I'm going to go Mazraoui. Who am I going to go in there? I'd bring Bruno back to replace Mainoo. I would then go with probably... I'm going to go with the 2 strikers. I'm going to go with Łużyński and Łużyński in the 10, Højlund up front. Now, who do I put in the 10? That's the hard part. Who do you put in that 10? Because Anthony's gone. I don't know. Like the thing with Anthony though. The thing with Anthony though, I think he played well with that 10 with Ahmed on the right. I think they did play well together like that because it didn't put so much pressure on Anthony to keep going down the wing. You know what I mean? He played. I think the 2 games that they played in that situation, they did play pretty well together. I don't know who I put in that. Out, not back. Who would you put in the 10? Eriksson doesn't have a full 90 in him.
Well, you put him in, and then you yank him.
Yeah, just probably put Eriksson in there.
Yeah, you give him some run. Luke Shaw is one Greg Steak bake at Diafeta away from another injury. Now that's unfair.
Hey man, come on.
And I have been this most staunch. Hey, I've been the top hater of Luke Shaw, but that's unfair, Bandito. How dare you?
Dude, I love myself a Greg steak bake though, man. Ooh.
They have a thing where it has like sausage and like
Sausage
cheese
rolls.
in it.
Oh, sausage and cheese.
It has like cheese and it's in a pastry. It's so good, and it's so cheap.
Yeah, they're good. They have a baked bean one too. It's sausage, baked beans, and cheese.
You guys are crazy with these damn beans. I'm telling you,
Dude, they're delicious, man.
Oh God.
I love my baked beans. We still have, my wife loves them, dude. She loves baked beans.
I like baked beans with like barbecue.
Yeah, but the baked beans over there are completely different. They're in a tomato sauce. They're not in like a brown sugar or anything. It's just like a tomato sauce. So they are
beans
different
with
than what you get there.
Oh, I'm just never gonna.
Beans and eggs? Oh my God, so good. English breakfast.
We just have to agree
Dan,
to disagree.
come on, Dan.
Shout out to Fidos. Fidos makes a good Irish breakfast. I like that. The Irish breakfast is
have baked beans on there at breakfast.
No, they don't have baked beans in the Irish breakfast. It's rashers. What is it? Blood sausage, egg, hash brown, tomatoes, mushroom. That ain't bad. I like that. You know what? The English breakfast is great. Just no beans. Save the beans.
Well, what you should do is ask for the beans on the side, and then you, or just no beans.
You know what I like? I like shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie is good.
You had a real shepherd's pie though?
Yeah, I've been to England dozens of times.
Well, when I say real shepherd's pie, is because people over here get shepherd's pie mixed up with cottage pie. Shepherd's pie is made with lamb.
Yeah, I like lamb.
Me too.
Love lamb.
Isn't that a ridiculous thing? Lamb is more cheaper than beef in America now.
You know, real quick, I know it has nothing to do, but when we were like dirt poor, we used to get lamb from like the food bank all the time. Back in the day, it was so good. So good. Miss those days.
Beans on
Mike, no.
Yes.
No beans on toast, bro.
Yes, my wife loves
just
it.
Beans with, just beans. Just toast with butter on it, and then we can go.
I love myself beans on toast.
But yeah, I think we give Erickson some run out there. I think he'll be able to handle it.
I would take him off. I would probably take him off at halftime.
Yeah, I'll probably watch, or give him 60. I think he can play 60. 60 should be good. You play the first 45, get a rest, play the rest, and then come off, and then somebody else could come in and play the rest of it.
Yeah, I think the problem though, I think he's going to play Ahmed at 10, and it's going to piss me.
Yeah, because Ahmed, it just shows that Ahmed doesn't score from that position.
He doesn't. He
doesn't score. He does provide, but he doesn't score.
No. Cheese is going with team beans on toast.
Cheese is a nasty motherfucker. That's what it is.
I think you're being outnumbered here, Mikey, with the beans.
But yeah, you guys got a lot of good food. I'm not gonna front on you there, but beans on toast is just eating beans just for the hell of it. Mexican beans though. Now we talking. But yeah, man. Score prediction. Well, we got Thursday tomorrow. Right?
We got tomorrow too.
We do it tomorrow. Thursday they play, so that'll be great.
Yeah, and then we'll be on the show straight after the game. Either hang ourselves or to be celebrating one of them. Real quick. What we'll do is the score prediction today for the fans in here, because some of them don't always necessarily tune in for tomorrow. You guys, there's 8 of you in here right now. Give us your score prediction for Thursday.
Yeah, let us know what you're thinking about. I'll put you in a little thing. She says 1-0 United somehow. Because I don't know who's scoring it.
Yeah.
Who's gonna score it? Is it gonna be Ahmed again? It's gonna be Xerxes? It would be great if Xerxes could score it.
Xerxes looking better every game though. I'm gonna give him that. He is looking better every game.
He's coming around. He stopped being a bum for a second and started. I mean, I think what ended up happening is Amorim kind of gave him some free reign to get on the ball, say, hey, look, get on the ball, progress it forward. That's all I need.
Could you imagine if we had a half-decent, and I mean a half-decent, Marcus Rashford with Xerxes grabbing that ball, turning around and playing it through the back line onto Rashford?
Rashford running onto it at full speed.
Yeah.
The Rashford of 2020.
Yeah.
Catching it, getting it, running onto it at full speed, doing a little shimmy, drop the shoulder, open his hips up, Tap in. Teddy
got-
Bears won, United won. So give me a little history with Rangers a United. It's like a British derby, huh?
Rangers Man United.
This is some historical stuff here.
When you ask Dan, he's
Bandito.
Scottish.
Yeah, see, this is what we need you, Bandito, here, because I'm looking at, like, I'm listening to Rangers fans. There's a lot of Rangers fans I follow, and they are just ready to kick our ass. They're talking major shit. Like, they're talking so much shit. I'm like, what's the deal here? What do they have going on?
I think it's just a Scottish English thing, to be honest.
Yeah. Something I'll never understand.
Talking about kicking ass, Ohio State are kicking Notre Dame's ass.
Ohio State's winning.
Yeah, it's 14-7.
Oh, it ain't that bad. It's only a touchdown.
Yeah, I know, but Notre Dame aren't exactly doing very well.
I'm not seeing it right now. 3-0 Rangers can be handled even with our form. 3-0 United win. This is their Super Bowl. Wow. Yo, Dan. Okay, Dan Taylor. Let's revisit this on Thursday. Matter of fact, you come on the show Thursday. We'll give you 10 minutes.
And I can get him on the show. He's part of the Pittsburgh crew, so.
You come on the show, Dan Taylor. Sweaties hate the English.
They do.
I get that part, but is there like a football thing going on there? Like, is there a Man United Rangers thing going on there?
There's a connection with Fergie. He used to play for Rangers.
Yeah. I get that part.
He also hated Rangers too.
They're saying bad words. I've seen people do some plain stuff. They're doing some bad things.
Oh yeah.
They're being very disrespectful. I'm not liking it. But quick thing before we end the show. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to MLK. Big deal here in Atlanta. Big deal here in the South. Just wanted to go ahead and just wanted to go ahead and give him a little bit of love. Dr. King, well, I appreciate you for sure.
Absolutely. Right. With that being said, that's hopefully we see Brian Deere on Thursday. I'll talk to Dan, see if I can get him on for a little bit on Thursday.
Dan, you better hope we win. You better hope we win, Dan. I'm telling you.
So we'll do that, and then remember tomorrow's show, those casual reds tomorrow. And then we'll be back Thursday to go over the game on Thursday and see how it is. Hopefully we get that win. Me and Mikey will give our predictions tomorrow. And then we'll peace out, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Peace, y'all. Have a good one.